Tip FM's Tip Today.
With Slattery's Garage Puckon. Now is the time to pick up your next van. From the award-winning Peugeot Partner van to the Expert and the load-lugging Boxer van. We have big vans, high-roof vans, long wheelbase vans. You'll find them all at Slattery's Garage Puckon. See slatterysgarage.ie. The Tipperary Community Diary. Sponsored by Pro Solar. Trusted solar solutions for Tipperary farms, homes and businesses. Solar made simple.
Hi, it's Carol with your Tipperary Diary. Nina Activity Club, Alzheimer's Support Group, every Wednesday 10:30am till 12:30pm at Nina GA Club. Clonmel Community Choir, fundraising song, music and bingo event. Friday, April 24th, 7:30pm at Mulcahy's Bar, Clonmel. Tom Barry Memorial Clarahan Tractor Run, Sunday, 26th of April. Registration from 11:30, depart 1pm, Clarahan Community Field, in aid of Care Cancer Support Centre, Clonmel. Michael English in concert, Bank Holiday Monday, 4th of May, in the Church of St Mary of the Rosary, Nina, for Sarcoma Cancer Ireland and Pieta. Tickets from the parish office.
How we use electricity can be smarter, cleaner and greener. At Electric Ireland, we can help guide you there. Our Net Zero Hub has all you need to know about smart meter plans, home EV chargers, solar panels, heat pumps and much more. Making your usage clearer, your trips greener, your home cosier and your world brighter. Find our Net Zero Hub at electricireland.ie.
Clonmel, get ready. Shows is here. Fresh fashion and great value right on your doorstep. Find us at the showgrounds. Welcome to something special.
At the Irish Independent, we don't just cover national news. We stand on the pitches and main streets to share the stories that shape our communities. Now, at independent.ie/local, you can choose your county and get the stories written all over Ireland. Irish Independent.
At SuperValue, we've cut prices on hundreds of products, and now we've hundreds price matching Aldi. Like SuperValue Irish chicken fillets 500 gram, $5.89. SuperValue spinach 200 gram, $1.39. Follow the green tick in store or online for hundreds more. SuperValue, still super, now better value. See price checks at supervalue.ie. Prices based on items purchased April 9th, 2026.
Join the conversation in Tipperary. Contact us through Facebook, Twitter or email tiptoday@tipfm.com.
Now, welcome back to Tip Today, and I said we were going to go lighter a little bit for a little while at least, and we're actually going to be talking about spring, which should brighten our day a little bit, with Karen Prendergast to talk about interiors. Good morning, Karen. How are you?
Good morning, Donal, and all the listeners. Really good, actually, this morning. It's nice and bright here, so hopefully the weather's changing and we're going to see a little bit of good weather.
I was up a little earlier than usual this morning, Karen, so I saw a little pink in the sky. I hope it's not a sign of storms.
Good.
But it was
Hopefully.
a beautiful morning with the sun trying to break through the clouds.
Yes.
Are we getting that spring feeling then?
Well, you are for me this morning for sure. So this morning I'm talking about, spring into style in your home. So today I'm going to give some practical tips that can even be done over a weekend or a couple of days if a person felt that they wanted a spring clean. So I suppose the first thing I always talk about, and it comes up a lot on the show, is I suggest always decluttering. So I suppose before you shop and go out buying more, you should declutter. And the message I have this morning maybe is a 3-room reset. So that could be your living room, bedroom and kitchen, and do them all in the one hit. So what I'm suggesting is to clear every surface, remove everything that's there, and only return what you love or what you need. If there's stuff that you're putting your hand on and you haven't used it or moved it in a year or two, it needs to go. So a floor sweep is great too.
Even for kind of stuff that may have a bit of sentimental value.
Yeah, I suppose it depends. It depends.
You kind of like it, but you kind of wouldn't miss it maybe if it wasn't there.
Yeah, it depends, because for instance, we'll just say if I was going in to do a couple of rooms for someone or a revamp, some people, there's no clutter. They don't, I'm not saying hoard, but they don't have a lot. Other people, they have wedding presents or presents from years ago, Ainsley, Waterford Crystal, that kind of thing, and they have sentimental value. They might have won it on the golf course, or they might have got a present of it, and they really unsure that they want it anymore, but they don't want to get rid of it and they don't know what to do with it. So I think, if you are fed up with bits and pieces hanging around and they don't have great sentimental value, it's time to get rid of them. And I'd suggest doing a bin bag walk, and that sounds a bit radical, but broken, unused plants that are maybe sitting around that are half dead, get rid of them or donate them.
And is there a guilt-free way of getting rid of the stuff that you're kind of iffy about?
I think if stuff is in good condition and you're not using it, the charity shops are calling out for items. And what I always do if I'm getting rid of some bits that I have in the house, or clothes, shoes, different bits and pieces, I'll ask my sisters first, are they interested in them? I'll ask some of my friends, are they interested in them? And if they're not, then they'll go to the charity shop and so forth. So depending on what it is that you want to get rid of. But honestly, decluttering for so many people is so difficult to even get their head around starting at Donal in the first place, but it does make a huge difference.
I think I'd be a bit of a hoarder by inclination, that I hate throwing things out, that there might be a use for them. I'm one of those people, and I used to work in IT, so I have boxes of cables and old bits of equipment that might be useful someday, but actually there's nothing there that will ever be used again.
So there is a lot to be gained for it. And sometimes I'll say, and I'll say this straight out, sometimes you might be in the farm to do that kind of a job, or you might have the headspace, and you could put it off for months and months and months, and then all of a sudden you could wake up and it could be a good day, or you have extra time in your hands, and that's the time, I'd say, to hit a little bit of a declutter.
Okay, and I mean, actually, if clutter is getting bad, a decluttering can actually completely change a room.
Honestly, I find every so often I might walk out into my utility area and say, my stock of water and the whole lot needs tidy up, and I need to tidy up my pots and pans out. There's kind of a walk-in pantry and the whole lot, and it does make me feel so much better. So I used to live in a smaller house now than before, so decluttering, I think if you're living in an apartment or a smaller house especially, you need to keep on top of it, or otherwise just everything gets packed in.
Yeah, so that's the spring clean. That's the first part of your kind of to-do list for us today.
Yeah, so the second part then, I'm talking about light and colour. So I suppose the key message there is spring is to welcome the light back in. And I think people like their decor to support that. So swap out your heavy cushion covers, your throws, that kind of thing, and bring in some lighter colours. So what's in colours in accessories this year? They're warm white, sage green is very big, terracotta, dusty rose and soft apricot. And I've actually chosen 5 colours to call out for people, paint colours, if that's okay. So if someone's looking for a warm white for their walls, alabaster white is a lovely colour. If they're looking for a sage green, spring tide is beautiful. If they're looking for a terracotta colour, foxmount is a great light terracotta. If they're looking for a dusty rose, chestnut pink is very good. And if they're looking for a soft apricot, there's a new colour out in one of the charts. It's called Delphi, Delphi. So if anybody looks up those colours, they'll get a swatch up on their phone or their computer, and it'll bring them to those colour swatches.
And you're talking, this isn't paint, really.
This isn't paint, no. I'm talking about textiles.
Seasonally changing the cushions and maybe even the curtains, possibly.
So definitely the window dressings, you might put a lighter curtain up, such as a sheer or a linen, and brighten up the area that way. Some people do that, some people don't. Layering lighting is very good as well to add a table lamp or a floor light rather than relying on overhead lights only, because with the longer evenings and everything, the overhead lights, the ceiling lights don't get as much use. So that's why I would be suggesting that. And also, if you're looking for light and bright, mirrors are great to place opposite a window to bring in the natural light into a darker area, and they can be easily got for under €50.
Yeah, absolutely. It improves the light and makes the space seem bigger. It's just a little head trick that works, the mirrors.
It does. And again, why I called out those colours for the walls was if anybody is thinking of changing, they're great support colours there if they're looking to go with the tones that are in this spring.
Yeah, and I'm interested in the lighting thing because I'm not a big fan of the overhead, middle of the ceiling lights anyway. I find, you tend to put up something nice and bright like the old 100-watt bulbs there, and I actually hate that bright light. So is there any kind of science or theories you should apply if you're putting out lamps and stuff?
Of course there is. So you need, if you are working in an area, so if children are doing homework from home or you're working from home, then you need task lighting. So that could be a lamp on an office desk. It could be maybe in a kitchen area that you have a desk that you need task lighting. And then you have ambient lighting. So ambient lighting is the lamps that you might switch on at night time. Obviously they're your bedside lamps as well, because you don't want your ceiling light on. You need a lamp beside you. On the bedside lamps as well. So there's different types of lighting and they'll suit different types of people. But for instance, I'll just take my kitchen. In my kitchen I have spots. I also have a pendant light over my island unit. I have lighting under my units, kitchen units. And also, how many lamps have I in that area? I have just two lamps. Table lamps in that area as well. One where I sit over where I watch television behind me, and I have a nice little lamp, a round circular glass lamp in the corner. People who will be interested in this, in the corner of my kitchen units. So when I go to bed at night or whatever, I'm coming back out, I've just got that nice light on all night, and an energy saving bulb, and it means a lot.
Oh yeah.
So I have 4 or 5 different types of lighting just in my kitchen, come down and living alone.
Yeah, and did you find that you use them all at once? Or
no, never. The spots are used very little.
Yeah.
The ones over the kitchen units are used a lot. The one over the island is used a lot. And then that little lamp that I'm talking about that I leave in the corner, the glass one, it's very, very small, is used every evening. But we'll say
That's just when you're not in the room, really, so that when you walk through, you're not banging on your foot off the table. 12
spots in the living area, 6 in the living area and 6 in the kitchen, and a lot of the time they're not on. So I think if you are planning a room or doing a revamp, lighting to me is the most important thing in any room, and that should come first.
Interesting, very interesting. Yeah, no, I understand what you're saying, because it definitely changes the room the way you light it.
It does, and again, it's to have the lighting that you need at any one given time, and it doesn't mean that people are worried, I'll have a big electricity bill. It's not about that at all. If you have more lighting, then it's less likely that you're going to be using more lighting that's going to cost you.
Yeah, it's options you need.
Yes, you need
Great.
options.
What else should we be looking at?
Yeah, and I suppose, let me see. So I'm going to do a quick room by room. So your living room, you can rearrange your furniture to face the light with the brighter evenings. That's a great quick tip. Bedrooms, white neutral linen, and maybe a nice print or a vase, or maybe a fake plant in a nice vase could be lovely. Your kitchen, I always suggest clearing the countertops and maybe put a nice pot with some flowers on it in the window, or a herb pot. In your hallway, I think if you haven't got a lot of storage and you need room for coats, for hanging coats or whatever, get yourself a nice hanging solution for coats, be that freestanding or something that'll go on the wall. And the bathroom, you can't beat fresh towels, maybe a nice plant, and that'll brighten your bathroom. If somebody has a vanity unit in their bathroom, they can introduce that colour from the vanity unit into some towels and freshen it up that way as well. And of course, always white fresh towels are great.
Yeah, interesting, very good.
And I suppose
you have a few budget tips
I
for people as well.
just to finish up. For about under €50, you can definitely get new cushion covers, one plant, a pot and a candle. For €100 and €150, you can definitely get new bed linen and maybe a nice rug and maybe some kind of a print. And of course, what is free, what we've been talking about today, is declutter, rearrange, swap out accessories between rooms that you already have, and that works really well. And I suppose a tip is Facebook Marketplace is brilliant, our local one. Vinted is huge now for buying online, and of course our charity shops are amazing for cheap finds as well. So if anyone's on a budget, there's lots available to us at different price points. And I've been in and out a lot of the shops in town, and between here and Care in the last 2 weeks, and they are chock-a-block with stock. So in the springtime, all the shops around Easter get all their deliveries in, and they're stocked to the last. In another month, the stock will be getting less, and they won't have as much of it. So if there is anyone listening today that's thinking of doing a spring clean and changing up with curtains, cushions, vases, bed linen, there's a lot around. An awful lot around at the moment, and it tends to be seasonal. The next time we'll see as much stock in will probably be October.
Okay, great.
All right,
okay,
Donald.
thanks a million, Karen. Karen Prendergast there. And folks, that's a little advice for you. See if you can bring a bit of spring into your home and see if it lightens your mood a bit. We're going to be right back with the news.
Tip FM's Tip Today.
With Slattery's Garage, puck on. It's time to change. Test drive the award-winning range of Peugeot hybrids and fully electric vehicles at Slattery's Garage today. See slatterysgarage.ie.